how are y'all doing? My name is Rees, and welcome back to the Minecraft 2025 Let's Play Adventure, where today we are going to be attempting to build an auto farmer for wheat without following any guides. Now, I'm going to be fully upfront and honest with you because I don't want to mislead anyone. I have seen this done before, and I know the general idea, but this was a long time ago, so I'm taking what I think I remember, and I'm going to try to mix that with what I've learned over the last few months of how Minecraft mechanics work, and I'm going to attempt to build it, and if it doesn't work, well, then we're going to go ahead and go find a guide. But I'm pretty sure that all you need to do is say that this is dirt, and then you have something to plant the seed, and an observer to observe that the seed has been planted, and then it emits a redstone signal to go around and pulse another machine to use bone mill, and then up until it's finally ready to harvest, at which point... Maybe I don't actually know what I'm doing. Maybe we do need a guide. Maybe now that I'm thinking about it, this is more complicated than I initially thought. We'll need an observer, right? Like, we've determined that much already, which should be in here with the redstone stuff, and it is. Do we need a piston to break the crop? Can you plant wheat on mud? Can we? You know what? We don't need to. We don't need to, because we can actually use a hopping minecart to go into regular dirt or even farmland. That would work, and that would probably even be better. So let's create a hopping, maybe. We're going to end up watching a tutorial, aren't we? I can already sense it. I can already feel it in my bones that we are not going to be figuring this out on our own. But I'm not giving up hope yet. So we've got all of that. And then we do need a chest and another hopper to actually dispense the items into. And then we need either a dropper or a dispenser. I think a dropper would drop an item on the ground, whereas a dispenser can use the item. So we probably need dispensers. And I was going to say, if we have any, they'll be inside of here. And we need some for seeds, and we need some for wheat. And we might need a piston, is the thing. I don't know for sure. Just in case we do, we'll grab everything we need for them, and we'll just sort of preemptively build one, just to kind of have on us. I should probably build more than one. You'll notice I'm not getting enough materials to build more than one, because I'm not actually going to build more than one, but I am stating aloud for everyone to hear that I acknowledge that it would probably be sensible to go ahead and build more than one. And then we're going to build this thing outside, where we've got plenty of room to experiment. I was thinking in the barn would be a good place for it permanently, once we get it operational, because that makes sense to me. It's where we would need the wheat. By the way, I did just do a big crop harvest, and I've got to say, I'm really pleased with this. I think this all turned out so lovely. Thank you for all of the many kind comments and suggestions and recommendations on how to further progress with this. Oh, and also, if you've not already, go check out the Near streams. They've been a lot of fun. I actually meant to start this video with another Near bit, and I completely forgot. We'll have to do it in the next one. But let's see what we can get going here. Let's just see if I can figure this out. Let's just say we throw that down right there, okay? And I really should have brought extra blocks to use as sort of testing materials, just testing build materials. So let's, oh my gosh, not die. Let's head back to the house, into the basement, and I will grab a small assortment of planks, because this is what the place is made out of. Sand would probably be better now that I think about it, because sand is a lot easier to break, and the gravity isn't really going to affect anything here today, at least not how we're working on it. But, I don't know, we'll make do. We'll make do. So let's see. We want the observer to be looking at this, and I can never remember the orientation for the observer. I can never remember it, but I think you just place it down the direction you want it to face, and I've immediately done the opposite. Hello? What just happened there? Hello? There we go. And then, there we go. So we want that to look there, and then we want that to trigger this dispenser, and then we're going to have another dispenser over here, though. So let's get our I forgot to get redstone as well. Okay, well, no, that's okay. That's all right. We'll just place that one there and then immediately collect that one. And you know what? You can see where I've gone wrong here. These are sort of the opposite of the observer. You want to place them facing away from the thing you want them to be looking at. And then we also need wheat, and we also need bone meal for this to work. So this is going to be something that doesn't run 24/7. It's going to be something that I have to top off with bone meal to get working the way that I want it to. This is for if we need quick wheat, right? And we don't want to go farm it. We just want to have a bunch of it at one time. Let's get a stack of bone meal. And finally, All of these seeds I've been holding on to are going to come in handy, because I haven't been condensing all of them. I've got a small collection, as well as a wheat seed box, and kelp me, please. Guess what's in there, everyone? Can you ponder? Can you figure it out? I bet you can. So let's get some redstone. 5 pieces is probably not going to be enough. We'll just get a block real quick, and then at 14 ought to be plenty. I say that like I know. What does a comparator do, and do we need one? Let's get some redstone torches. Who knows? Those might be useful. I have no idea. I've got no clue. We're probably also going to need to... I wonder if we need to, like, kickstart the thing. I wonder if that's how this works, because we need the observer to put out a pulse every time it acknowledges a change. Oh, and we've got to have the mechanism underneath to collect everything. So I guess we'll just temporarily head under there and set that up. Oh yeah, these guys have all grown up. That's good to see. That's fantastic to see, actually. So we want to build kind of down from there, and then we want to have right there. Do I need track? I can never remember. I think we do need track to at least put this thing down. I might be wrong. Yeah. Darn it, I keep forgetting the basic necessities. Look for the basic necessities, the simple basic necessities. You need to get on with your life. We're talking train tracks and other things, dirt and all those other things, those simple... I forgot where I was going with this nonsense. I should just stop talking. If I didn't talk, I could cut all of this from the... I could still cut all of this, right? I could do a Kill Your Darlings and just cut out all of the bits of me just yammering, stammering, mimbling, and mumbling, and just get right down to the meat of the video, but we're not going to. Screw you. So aggressive. Alright, there we go. We've got that. The hopper should work. Yep, I was going to say through there. That ought to be fine. And then you know what we've done is we've actually made a mistake, because we need to have a hopper up there. So what's going to happen is I'm going to break that, and that's going to fall. Gosh darn it. And that's okay. We can do that. And then we'll get the hopper. We'll have to just put it back on there. It's not like that big of a deal. It's not. It's nothing bad. Right, this is easy to come back from. Just place this again. Place this. And this should work. Yep. So the reason that works is because the minecart with hopper is technically taller than 1 block, so it presses into the dirt block. And then for this bad boy, we got to get redstone pulses coming off of it. So we're gonna get this here, how do we do this? Like that, maybe? And then we want to also connect it to there. And then you're going to have bone meal, and you're going to have seeds. And theoretically, what should happen now is when we till the ground, this should recognize a change in the block status. Give me a wheat. That's exactly what I wanted to have happen. And it did. It worked exactly the way I wanted it to, other than it didn't then break the wheat. So do I have to break it myself? And then do I have to plant one? Okay, so you see the issue here is this isn't quite going to work, but this part works fine. So far this is good. I kind of wanted to set it up to run by itself. I'm not too upset with how it's currently functioning, because I could definitely make this work. Okay, well, I'm having fun now, and we've got 15 wheat, but more of them should have gone down here. Yeah, 12. So technically we got 27 wheat, and it was pretty quick. It was faster than what I would be able to do by myself, but we did just go through nearly an entire stack of bone meal for 27 wheat. Also, why is the farmland breaking? Calm down there, you. Okay. This is what I managed to figure out myself. I think maybe we need to add a piston. Now I'm going to look up a guide, because gosh darn it, I'm not there yet. Right? I made it most of the way, but not quite. Okay, so I found one that basically uses a very similar strategy to the one I'm using, except you have to manually plant the seeds. which might just be the way that it is. Here's a video of someone doing it with villagers, which I didn't know you could do. That might be an idea. Okay, I've watched a bunch of these videos, and I'm gonna go with this one now. What is it called? This is the smallest wheat farm in under 1 minute by CeaTeem. And I'm not far off what I did here. I'm not far off. I'm not sure how necessary this is, honestly, but we're gonna need a few more items. First off, we're gonna need a few more observers if we want to follow this guide. And we do. Specifically, we need 2 more observers. That's a dropper. That's the wrong thing. 2 more observers and 1 more dispenser, which should be inside of here. Yes, indeed. And then we need a bunch more bone meal. I'm just going to bring some bone blocks with me. We'll make do once we're down there. But we also need a sticky piston, which, do we have slime? I was going to say, I'm not sure. I remember we went hunting for slime balls. I couldn't remember, like, did we spend a lot of extra time there? I don't remember. We did, apparently. Remember earlier when I said we should build a whole bunch of extra ones so we'd have them, and I didn't? I'm still not doing it. I should. But I'm not! I don't even know if we actually need a regular piston and a sticky piston. I just know we need a sticky piston. We already had a regular one, we could've just made it sticky. But it's too late now. Let's go hope I've got everything I need here. We don't! I need a lever! I literally just watched the first 2 seconds of the video again, and I need a lever. So we're gonna do like a temporary build first off. And in fact, yeah, we'll just do it right here. So we're gonna place down a lever, and then a sticky piston. Facing like that, I believe, with an observer facing inward, and then another observer facing that way, but right here. And there's a hole under there, which is why that had to be the way that it was. We're gonna temporarily extend that for some reason, which gets that going. And then we want to have another observer facing into that one. By the way, the video will be linked in the description, and if I forgot to link it, let me know. I'll add it. But I've been pretty good. I've been pretty good in this series so far. It needs to be facing, like, down, though. Okay. Yeah, that ought to get the job done. And then we retract that. So I don't really know what that was all about. And then I think we put a block right in front of here. Then we're gonna place that, and then I forgot I needed stairs. I forgot about that. I need stairs. I also need water. I think this is just so the farmland doesn't go back into regular dirt, but we're gonna follow the guide exactly as it is. I will not be accused of skipping steps today. In previous installments, almost certainly, but not today. Can this recipe, or can this design be used with other plants? Yeah, probably. I don't know. Okay, so that, and then a regular block, and then we're gonna have, I think, our dirt in the middle here. Where'd our dirt go? Oh. Oh, no. No, you. Come here, you. Stop that. Oh, jeez. Everything's fallen into this chest down here, hadn't it? It's absolute chaos and disarray. All right. That goes there. That goes right here. The water goes inside of here. I think now we turn that into farmland, and it should become moist here soon. I don't know. It's hard to tell what's happening because it's a YouTube short and it's moving fast, but I think that goes there. And then our observers go around it like so. Like that. Sorry, our dispensers, not our observers. With another redstone dust up there. Solid block there. And we did need the other piston, because it goes here, facing down. Now in all of the dispensers, we put our bone meal, which we're going to need a lot of. At least maybe, like, I don't know how much I brought here, and I could tell by just, like, looking at it and counting it. But we're going to do a stack and a half of each of these. We'll hold on to the rest of it. And then this did not stay farmland, even though there's water next to it, which is odd. Does that not count? Does it not recognize the waterlogged water? I mean, that's fine if not. It's irritating. So I think all I gotta do now is hit this lever. And then just hold down right-click. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's out of bone meal. That's so much better than what I designed. A stack and a half of wheat, huh? We used a lot of bone meal for that. And you just turn it off. That's not too shabby. There might be more down here, because I did all of this myself. This was, yeah, the wheat, it's still coming. Not anymore, I guess. That was all of it. Another 20 in there. Nearly 2 stacks. Now, what was that? A stack and a half, so 4.5 stacks total, I guess, of bone meal went into making nearly 2 stacks of wheat. But that was undeniably very quick. And now we have the wheat we need for these guys. If they'll take it. Come on now, don't be shy now. Yes, there you go. Touch me with your dirty, dirty hands. That's a reference. I'm not even gonna tell you what to. You gotta figure it out for yourself.
Do you want to kill yourself with me?
Sometimes they eat it with, like, reckless abandon, right? Like, they just start chowing down on it. Like, they don't even know what's going to lead to their demise. And then other times they're really hesitant. I saw that meat come in. I saw those 4 pieces of meat come in. It's like sometimes it's like they gain just enough sentience to realize they're being tricked. 2 leather and 7 beef. How much didn't get oh, fellas. I'm not breeding you down here, I'm sorry. 19 and 19, and then 15 and 11. That must be from a previous harvest as well. Yeah, you know what? I made a whole bit about these guys staying down here and just, like, living in the basement, and I've changed my mind. I'm already annoyed. This is not happening. Now, if some of you are concerned about running out of bone meal, need I remind you that thanks to the skeleton spawner farmer thing, that's just not going to ever happen. Yes, we can also use this. That much is true. We can get rid of a lot of it like that. Get rid of it. I mean, we can get rid of seeds and get a lot of bone meal like that. But I don't believe that we will ever be in a situation where we need so much wheat that we're going to run out of it from using the wheat. We're going to run out of bone meal from using the wheat machine. Because just, like, look at this. This is all bone meal. These are all, like, bones and bone blocks that can all be broken down into more bone meal. We got more bone meal than I know what we're ever going to do with. And beyond that, until we discovered mud, why would I ever want to target? What am I going to do with that? I'm going to make it. What is the point? Yay! A hoe. Really? Why a hoe? Is it because it's made of... You know what? No, that makes sense. I accept that. I'm sure you can do fun mini-games with that. Until we needed to make mud, I thought we'd never need more wheat. And to be honest, looking at it right now, I still don't think we need more wheat. This was done more so out of a sense that we might need more in the future. We may need more in the future. I may need to put some lava in here, gosh darn it. Because it's getting full. We're not going to run out of food anytime soon either. I've been cooking up potatoes! It's good stuff. Now, I'm going to purge my inventory real quick, and then we'll go make what we just did look nice. Because it doesn't look nice right now. It's a little bit of a mess. While we're at it, maybe it's about time we make all of this down here look nice. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking that's a big, ugly machine, and it's going to look hideous if we put it upstairs. So maybe it'll just go down here. But if we're going to do that, we need to make it look a little nicer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, look at this. It's the clean room, right? Look how clean it is. Looks great. Okay, we've got... I lowered the whole floor by 1, so we got block of quartz floor, and then we got quartz slab ceiling, and then this is where the machine is going, tucked away back there. In 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! I've moved it down here, and I think it should still work, although I'm not quite sure. I might have done it wrong. I was basically taking it apart bit by bit and kind of watching as I put it together, and it may or may not be correct. We're about to find out. But I decided to go ahead and put the sign on top with the name of the people who built it at CeaTeem, so that every time we come down here and use it, people can see where we got the design from. And I want to go back and add a sign like that to every other influence structure that we have built in the past. But now we want to see, I've got each of these loaded with almost 4 stacks each of the bone meal, and I want to see if we can get through an entire stack of wheat seeds, 64. Now the issue is, now that I think about it, the machine is going to constantly be spitting more wheat seeds. I guess what we're going to do is, starting with the stack, right? Like, that's how much we've got. How much wheat and how many more wheat seeds do we have by the time we run out of 3 and a little over a stack of bone meal, right? So we'll plant that first one, and then we'll turn it on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, well, clearly I've messed something up here. Where did I go wrong? Because clearly I went wrong somewhere. I mean, as far as I can tell, everything is correct. Okay, you know what? Taking the whole thing apart, and we're starting over. I've gotta say, So far, not too dissimilar from what we already built. The dispensers are not working. Why are the dispensers not working? It's specifically the dispensers too. They're puffing out black smoke. What? Wait, what? Why is it working now? I was doing this before. Okay, there was a stack of bone meal in each of those, and from that we managed to get from 3 stacks of bone meal a full stack of wheat. Oh, okay. But why? But why though? Is it because of the blocks back here? I don't think so. Gonna do 2 stacks of bone meal in each of these. Or I'll tell you what, we'll do 2.5 stacks of bone meal in each of these. And we're gonna run the experiment again. I'm using this chest over here as a temporary one. Okay. It's not working. And now it is. I think it must just be a timing thing. I think you just have to time it to where you're clicking at the right moment. Because if you're not, the bone mill's not going to get... That's got to be what it is. So we rebuilt it for no darn reason, is what we're learning right now. But you got to get in sync with the dispensers and the bone mill and the piston and everything. You got to get it just right so that it actually works. And it's probably just a miracle that it happened to work the first time, I guess. And then once you start getting nothing but seeds, that's a pretty good sign that you... No. Oh, these dispensers are all good. Why aren't you working? Why you've barely worked at all. Also, like, it's a mess, right? Because now we're gonna hollow out around this thing because there's stuff getting all the way around back here behind it. We probably just need more room around it. But I'm also wondering if having solid blocks back there was somehow interfering with this dispenser working properly. It seems like it wouldn't, but it seems like it did. By the way, that's a lot of wheat. So it's working, and it's working semi-well. Okay, with extra room all the way around and some additional light, we're gonna try this once more with feeling. Okay, we're gonna get what's left of that out of there. We're gonna get a stack of this. What we're basically trying to see here is gosh darn it, whether or not this one will now kind of like pull its weight a little bit more as opposed to the other two. And let's go. Okay, you know what? I think you got to turn it on and then do the seeds. You can't have a seed in there to start with. It's not going to work properly. You can't do that. You got to turn it off, then turn it on. That's just the way it's got to be. So we're back to just getting seeds, okay? Empty, empty, empty. There you go. Let's put that sign back on there, folks. I guess maybe the redstone signal was being interfered with because there's a solid wall back here. Is what we're theorizing, okay? Also, I spelled the name wrong. It's T-E-E-M. CeaTeem. So it's a good thing that happened, because I had to break the sign anyway. Thank you, folks, for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you later. Goodbye!